Hi there. I'm back with our last nonfiction story that I'm going to share during our YouTube read alouds for this year. And then I have some fun and exciting stories to share with you for our last couple of weeks of school together. But let's talk about our story for today. We have been busy listening to the stories that Mrs. Vittiglio was sharing that are nonfiction books about different parts of a plant. Well, this book is called From Seed to Sunflower, and it takes everything that we've learned in each book and puts it all into one book. It talks about the different plant parts and how we start as a seed and all the things that happen to grow a flower. So let's get started with our story for today, From Seed to Sunflower. With this book, you'll also be thinking about two facts that you hear as I share. What is a sunflower? A sunflower is a type of plant. Most plants have roots, stems, and leaves. Plants grow all over the world except in very cold or dry places. Most sunflowers have golden yellow petals. Plants need air, sunlight, and water to grow. Stems grow up toward the light. They have leaves and flowers. Roots hold the plant in the soil and they suck up the water. The story of a sunflower. Sunflowers are tall plants. They can grow bigger than a person. They grow from tiny seeds. Each seed is no bigger than your fingernail. Take a look at your fingernail. That's only about how big one sunflower seed is. And it grows into this flower that is taller than a person. A sunflower has 3 stages in its life cycle. It starts as a seed, and then it gets its sprout or its shoot, and then the flower. The story of how a seed grows into a plant is called a life cycle. Inside a seed holds the beginnings of a new plant. It also contains food for the plant when it starts to grow. A sunflower seed has a hard shell. It may be black or black with cream stripes. If you open a sunflower seed, you can see the store of food inside. Most seeds are small, but some plants grow big seeds. An avocado seed is big and it is as hard as a nut. It grows inside a soft green fruit. Avocados grow on trees, and an avocado seed is called a pit or sometimes a stone. The first shoot. A sunflower seed is planted in wet soil. It begins to grow. This is called germination. Say that, germination. When that plant starts to grow, not just sunflowers, when we start to see that shoot or that sprout, that's called germination. The seed's hard shell opens. A tiny root grows down from the seed down into the soil. So it shows that the seeds are planted, a shoot pushes through the soil, the shoot grows bigger, the outer shell of the seed falls off, and then 2 small leaves open. So as the shoot begins to grow, the young plant is called a seedling. A seed needs water and warmth in order to germinate. Sprouting and growing. Now that the seedling has leaves, it can begin to make its own food. The leaves use sunlight to make food from air and water. The green leaves turn to face the sun. They collect as much sunlight as possible. The seedling's roots suck up water from the soil. The seedling grows taller. Its strong stem holds it up, and lots of new leaves appear. It says that a sunflower grows fastest in the first few weeks. The flower opens. In the summer, green buds begin to grow. Each bud has a flower inside. When a bud opens, you can see the male and female parts of the flower. They are needed to make more seeds. The male parts are called stamens, and the female parts are called carpels. And it shows us the steps of the sunflower growing and changing into its yellow flower. Butterflies and bees. Bees, butterflies, and other insects visit the flowers. They see the bright petals and smell their sweet nectar. Nectar is full of sugar and it is the food for butterflies. Stamens are covered in a yellow dust called pollen. As insects sip the nectar, they are coated in pollen. Insects carry pollen from one plant to the carpels of another plant. And it'll show you up close here. It shows a bee's body and legs start to look a little furry because pollen is sticking to the hairs on that bee. New seeds grow. Tiny grains of pollen grow down into the carpels. They join with eggs inside the flower head. This is called fertilization. Now they can grow into seeds. The rest of the flower is no longer needed, so the petals fall off. At the end of summer, the sunflower plant looks old and tired, but it still has work to do. It is still growing lots of healthy seeds. The seeds swell and start to turn black. Spreading the seeds. The seeds are ripe and full of food, and lots of small animals like to eat them. Birds use their strong beaks to pick the tasty seeds off the flowers. Squirrels and mice find seeds that fall onto the ground. They eat them or bury them. When spring comes, the seeds that are in good soil begin to germinate, and they will grow into new plants, and the whole life cycle will begin again. And it shows here that squirrels hide seeds in the ground. They may come back and eat them later. Well, boys and girls, I hope that the nonfiction stories that I've been sharing with you about the plant life cycle and plant parts have either been a great review of things we've talked about this year already, or that you learned something new. Thanks for reading with me. I'll see you next time.